Because they're probably all watching this, so it's not true really, but it's quite fun watching people's reactions.
So if you're in a crowd, you need to be aware that you're all watching to see what the reaction is.
The people in the cars behind have a great time.
The royal family follows many traditions that usually stay the same. However, one recent decision involving Prince William has created a lot of discussion. This move unexpectedly concerns Duchess Sophie's children, and many people want to know why it happened. Could this change in title indicate something larger for Buckingham Palace? Let's explore how Prince William approved a new royal title for Duchess Sophie's children. Buckingham Palace values titles as symbols of power, duty, and history. Recently, the shift in titles for Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, has made headlines in the royal family and beyond. This change is significant because it was directly approved by Prince William. For years, Sophie and Edward, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, chose not to style their children as Prince and Princess. When Lady Louise was born in 2003 and James in 2007, Queen Elizabeth II stated through a 1917 document that they were entitled to royal titles. According to that rule, Louise could have been Princess Louise of Wessex, and James could have been Prince James of Wessex. Instead, Sophie and Edward wanted their children to lead everyday lives. They believed titles might burden them and restrict their ability to grow up away from the public eye. This decision received praise as a sign of how relatable Sophie and Edward were. Both children went to regular schools, made a few public appearances, and avoided the intense scrutiny faced by William and Harry during their childhoods. For many, they symbolised a new way of raising royals, private and almost invisible. A new era begins. With William's approval of their titles, the quiet years are ending. Lady Louise and James are stepping into more visible roles in the royal family. This change means more than just new names on official documents. It represents a broader shift in royal strategy that reflects William's influence. As the Prince of Wales, William prepares for a future where the monarchy needs to be more streamlined while still honouring tradition. By recognising Lady Louise and James as princes and princesses, he ensures that the monarchy has young, capable figures who can share the responsibilities of public life. There are fewer active royals with Harry and Meghan out of the picture, and Andrew sidelined. William sees that fresh faces are needed to take on royal duties. If Edward and Sophie thought they could keep their children in the background, William's decision has changed that. Lady Louise and James are now more than just the children of an earl. Their new titles bring them closer to the royal roles they were born into and put them in the public eye. This move shows that William is shaping the monarchy's future alongside tradition. This decision also reflects William's respect for his uncle and aunt. By approving this change, he acknowledges the years Edward and Sophie have dedicated to their royal duties without controversy. The Duke of Edinburgh legacy. You can't discuss titles in the Windsor family without mentioning the Duke of Edinburgh. For over 70 years, this title belonged to Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II's loyal partner, and an essential figure in royal history. He made the title lively and impactful. Philip was known for his sharp tongue, dedication to the Queen, and efforts to update royal traditions. The title represented his honour, hard work, and commitment to service. When Philip passed away in April 2021, Charles held the title briefly before giving it to his younger brother, Prince Edward, in March 2023. This transfer was not random. Queen Elizabeth had promised Edward he would receive their father's title one day. Charles just chose when to pass it on. Taking on this title was important for Edward, recognising his years of steady work. Edward and Sophie have maintained a good reputation within the royal family. They focus on charitable work without controversy. As the new Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, they quickly took on more responsibilities and gained more trust from the King, bringing new energy to their roles. Impact on the children. Their children, James and Louise, were also affected by this change. James became the Earl of Wessex, signalling that he is being prepared for future duties. Lady Louise's title as the daughter of a duke carries more weight than being the daughter of an earl. William supports the title changes because they connect the Edinburgh legacy to the monarchy's future. Just as Philip supported Elizabeth, Edward now takes on a similar role. William's support shows the importance of his uncle's family. The Duke of Edinburgh title comes with real responsibilities. By focusing on James and Louise, William emphasises the importance of the Edinburgh branch. As the royal family becomes smaller, this household is now a key part of William's vision. The future relies on James, the young Earl, and his ability to meet upcoming challenges. The next generation, James, Earl of Wessex. James Mountbatten Windsor was born at Frimley Park Hospital in Surrey. His parents, Prince Edward and Sophie, worked to give him a mix of royal tradition and an everyday family life. Unlike his cousins, William and Harry, who grew up constantly in the public eye, James enjoyed more privacy. He spent his early years at Bagshot Park, where he could play and have a routine like any other kid. He spent summers at Balmoral in Scotland, learning carriage driving from his grandfather, Prince Philip, and spending time with his big sister, Lady Louise. This helped him have a grounded childhood. Education and development. His parents chose Eagle House, a respected prep school in Berkshire, for his education. There, his teachers described him as thoughtful, polite, and bookish. He fit in well with his classmates and was free from feeling like a royal. This environment helped him figure out who he was without the pressure of his royal status. While James mostly stayed out of the public eye as a child, he appeared more in public events as he grew older. One key moment was at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in September 2022. He walked alongside Lady Louise and helped lead the Queen's favourite ponies, Emma and Carlton, behind the procession. His maturity impressed people, showing that the younger members of the royal family are preparing for their futures. This moment highlighted that the royal family's future isn't just about William. Others are in line. Prince William's support of James stepping into a more visible role signals that James is becoming a significant young royal. He is not just a child at Bagshot anymore. He has responsibilities ahead. His upbringing and early experiences are essential for his role in the monarchy. Now, attention is also turning to his sister, Lady Louise, whose future might bring even more changes for the royal family. Lady Louise's path. From the beginning, Lady Louise's parents wanted to give her a life away from the public eye, raising her in Bagshot Park. However, she has begun to step into the spotlight, especially with Prince William's approval for changes to her recognition, shaping her future as a working royal. Education at St. Mark, St. Andrews 1. Major decision for Louise was to attend the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where Prince William met Catherine Middleton. This connection drew attention, but unlike William, she has faced less media scrutiny and has focused on her studies. Her choice shows both ambition and respect for her family history. Honouring Prince Philip's legacy. Louise shares a close bond with her late grandfather, Prince Philip, and continues the family tradition of carriage driving, a sport he introduced to her. She competes in events, showcasing her skills, especially at the Royal Windsor Horse Show, where she drives with determination, keeping his legacy alive. Her commitment goes beyond carriage driving. Louise joined the University Officer Training Corps, which allows students to train in military-style exercises while studying. This involvement shows her dedication to service and discipline. It helps her stand out when the monarchy needs to appear modern and relevant. Stepping into the spotlight. Prince William's support for her growing recognition is a significant change. While her parents preferred to keep a low profile, this approval allows Louise to take on royal duties. This means she is becoming more than Edward and Sophie's daughter. She is preparing to play a bigger role in the monarchy. In the future, she could receive a Duchess-style title to match her increasing responsibilities. Her journey is a mix of tradition, education, and service. With William's support, she is getting ready for greater roles, raising questions about his approval for her mother's influence over title changes for Lady Louise and James. Building trust and shaping the future. Sophie's role. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, took a unique path in the royal family. Before marrying Prince Edward in 1999, she built a career in public relations and stayed away from royal life. Entering the royal world required loyalty and the ability to handle public attention. The early years had their challenges, but Sophie eventually found her role. The Queen's favourite. Her strongest bond was with Queen Elizabeth II. Unlike some family members, Sophie formed a personal connection, spending weekends at Windsor and enjoying special time with the Queen. Staff referred to her as a second daughter, showing a relationship built on trust. This bond shaped Sophie's public role. The Queen valued her loyalty and ability to serve while staying out of the spotlight. Sophie participated in charity events and represented the Crown overseas, maintaining a different image from other royals. Sophie's family life added to her reputation. She and Edward raised their children, Lady Louise and James, balancing public duties with privacy while fostering their bond with the Queen. Recognition and influence. Prince William recently changed the titles of Louise and James, highlighting Sophie's important role in the royal family. She is now seen not just as Edward's wife, but as a key member of the monarchy. Her loyalty and service will shape the future. Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022 after 70 years of ruling, leaving a significant gap. The transition of power was quick. Charles became king and William became Prince of Wales, changing the royal line. Becoming the Duke of Edinburgh was personal for Edward, and this adjustment changed their roles in the family. The royal family must now decide how to honour the Queen's legacy by including Louise and James in more public roles. William is helping to shape the monarchy's future. In summary, the Queen's death marked both an end and a new beginning, affecting each family member's future. For Sophie's family, the latest titles strengthen their place in history. However, legacy is not only about titles, it also includes personal items passed down. What will happen to those belongings when a reign ends? The sealed legacy. The British royal family's wills have been private for over a century. This practice started in 1910 after Prince Francis of Teck died. Since then, monarchs' documents have stayed sealed for at least 90 years. This rule keeps the details of personal possessions and family disputes hidden from the public. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away, people began to think about this tradition and what her will might contain for her family. Many believe the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, especially Sophie, Lady Louise and James, were close to the late Queen. This raised questions about possible gifts or messages left for them. Because the details will remain secret for many years, speculation will increase. In a royal context, inheritance can influence how family roles are perceived. Being remembered by the monarch, even through a private note, holds historical importance. If the Queen left gifts for Sophie's family, Prince William's support for their royal standing might reflect the late Queen's wishes. Personal treasures. Jewellery often comes to mind regarding royal inheritances. Queen Elizabeth II had an extensive personal collection. Many pieces could go to her children and grandchildren. Yet, intangible gifts can also be significant. The Queen was known for her encouraging letters. If she wrote such letters for Louise or James, they would be priceless personal tokens that could shape their futures. The tradition of sealing wills helps protect privacy and keep family peace. Past public inheritances have caused conflicts that could harm the monarchy's reputation. By keeping will contents private, the Queen's intentions remain personal, allowing for questions about her legacy. This issue is still relevant for Sophie and her children today. William's support for changing their titles may reflect legal matters and what Elizabeth might have wanted. Even without public proof, the Queen's influence continues. While the public may not learn the specifics of her will for years, the sealed will shows that royal inheritance is about memory, duty, and carrying on a legacy. Inheritance and estates. Queen Elizabeth's death led to a transfer of substantial assets that support the monarchy. One key change was the Duchy of Cornwall, which provides income for the heir to the throne. After the Queen died, this large estate, over 130,000 acres, went to Prince William. He gained wealth and the responsibility to manage the estate and its impact on communities. King Charles kept the Duchy of Lancaster, which provided him with an independent income. This income supported his private expenses and charitable work, ensuring he did not rely only on public funding. Keeping the two duchies separate helped balance the independence of the reigning monarch with the resources needed for the heir. Private estates. King Charles also inherited private estates like Sandringham and Balmoral. Balmoral is especially significant because it held deep emotional ties for Elizabeth II. These estates belong to the monarch and are usually passed down through the royal line, meaning William will inherit them in time. As William takes on a larger role, he has approved title changes for Lady Louise and James, connecting them to the evolving monarchy. The Windsor family includes more than just William's 3 children. The family is modernising and preparing for future public duties by involving Louise and James. Inheritance isn't just about land or wealth, it's about responsibility and preparation. For William, managing the Duchy of Cornwall and eventually taking care of Balmoral and Sandringham is a part of his journey. Louise and James's new titles signify their growing roles in the family. Do you think Lady Louise and James will become more visible members of the royal family in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments.